Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So in today's video, we're going to dive into the world of wearables. Now if you're not familiar with wearables, they're quickly becoming a must-have accessory as technology gets smaller and more powerful. Now a good example of a must-have wearable that pretty much everyone now has is the Apple Watch. The majority of people who own an iPhone also own an Apple Watch. Now the same thing goes in the case of Samsung and their smartwatch, and even Google and their Pixel phone. They also do have a watch for that as well. Now I personally think that wearables are the future of communication and accessories for everyday use. We use them to tell time, we use them to communicate, and we also use them as a source of information, and now they've become a big part of tracking our health. This leads me to today's video, where we'll be unboxing and reviewing an all-new wearable that was sent to me to test out and review. Ringconn reached out to me and asked if I could test out and review their all-new health tracker ring. They asked me to introduce and share with them my feedback, as well as introduce and share with you what I thought about their new health tracking ring. So with that in mind, I'm super excited to be able to test this thing out and also add it to my collection of daily wearables that will help me track and monitor my daily fitness and health. Especially because it's now summer and I'm trying to get back into shape and overall just improve my health as I get older. Okay, so right off the bat, this health tracking ring from Ringconn can be used to not only track your health, but it can also analyze your sleep quality. It can help you define and design an effective workout routine based on the analytics that it collects. It can help you detect stress and abnormalities earlier, and it gives you access to data real time to accurately check your vitals 24/7. Okay, so before we get into it, right now until July 10th, Ringconn is giving all customers $40 off, and as a subscriber to this channel, you can also get an additional $10 off using my link in the description section below. So if you decide you want to buy one of these rings after my review, feel free to use my link below in the description section. Now I'm going to walk you through the entire process for how I started and ordered my ring until I actually received the ring, because there is a pretty organized process to make sure you get a ring that fits and works right for you. So the first thing that happens when you place your order on Ringconn's website is they'll send you out this little kit that will allow you to customize and size the ring for the finger of your choice, but then also customize it by allowing you to choose the material and the color of the ring itself. So that's pretty nice. And the first thing you'll notice is the box is pretty solid. It's a pretty nice quality box. Okay, and when you open the box, when you receive it, which typically happens a day or two after you place your order, it could differ depending on your location. So the first thing you do when you open the box is you choose your color. So there are three options when it comes to colors for the ring. So there's a matte pale gold, a matte moonlit silver, and a matte midnight black. Now in my case, I chose the matte midnight black because I think it just looks cool. And what you're going to need to do is make sure you scan the barcode in the card itself, and that will bring up the customization page on Ringconn's website so that you can input the color you want and then also input the size choice for your selection as well. Now after you've selected your color, you'll also get in the box a set of different sized sample rings for you to try on and figure out what size works best for you. Now what's nice is that these rings actually look like the finished version of the ring itself, I believe, but they're actually nice quality rings as well, and they do have the little dots inside. I guess those are where the sensors are for the actual ring itself. So these are plastic versions of the actual ring, so you know what it feels and looks like on your finger. So I went through a couple of the sizes of the rings, and you know, it depends on which ring you want to put this on. So I'm probably going to replace my wedding band with this health tracking ring and use that as my new wedding band. So what you're going to want to do is go through all the ring sizes and try them on your finger until you get to the size which works best for you and the finger that you want to wear this ring on. So for me, again, I chose my wedding band finger and I found the right size to be either 9 or 10. So once you've found the right ring size for the finger that you want to wear this ring on, you're going to go back to the customization website where you inputted your color selection and place the size of the ring you also want to customize your ring for. And Then once that's done, you just need to submit that form. Once that form is submitted, they'll start working on customizing your ring, and then eventually when they're finished, they'll send the ring out to you. And what's also nice is once you've sent in your customizations and they start working on your rings, you can actually keep this kit for yourself. And if you want, use these sample rings as accessories for everyday use. So, I can have an index finger ring or something like that. So really up to you, or you can just toss it. So once you've submitted your customizations, they'll get to work on your ring, and then eventually, about after 2 to 3 weeks, they will send out your actual ring. Now, I haven't opened this because I just received it, so we'll be unboxing this to see what it actually looks like, and then we'll go ahead and test this thing out. Okay, so ring in hand, let's go ahead and unbox this. So just like the sample ring box, this box that the ring comes in feels pretty solid. Isn't a cheap box made of some cheap material. It's got a nice soft cardboard feel to it. It's actually a nice type of material. I'm not sure what it is, but it is soft. So on the front, of course, you can see the Ringconn logo. And then you open it, I assume, just by lifting up the top. Okay, inside you get a card. Here, the story of the square and the round. Feel the symbiosis of technology and jewelry. Remember the companion with you for 3 meals in all seasons. So a nice little catchy phrase. It says know yourself better. So this, of course, is a smart wearable that will help you get to know yourself better, just because you can do all kinds of analysis on your health and fitness and track your performance. So I opted for size 10, and this, of course, is a size 10 ring. So I'm just going to pull the ring out. So what's nice about the ring is it feels exactly like the sample rings from a weight perspective, which is surprising. It feels like it's not even there, it's so light. Although the only difference is there's a lot more sensors and nodules on the ring itself, which, I assume is what's used to track your health and fitness levels and just help provide a lot of the data that the ring needs to do its analysis. But it looks pretty cool. It's a matte black, so this is the midnight black one that I chose, and it's got a kind of metallic look on the sides as well. Okay, so we'll just put that ring aside. Okay, so that's the ring itself. I don't think there's anything else in this box. Okay, and underneath that, of course, is the instruction manual and quick guides, and they just pull out leaflets. And there is an associated app that you'll need to download for either your iPhone or Android phone. So yeah, that's something we're going to want to do. And then underneath that is the carrying case, which is pretty nice. So it not only serves as a carrying case, but also a charging case. So there are 2 contacts on the bottom of the ring where you can just place the ring, and it's magnetic and it automatically starts charging. So you'll see this little blue LED light when it's connected to the case itself. But it is magnetic, so that's pretty nice. It just plops into place, then closes. So very portable and compact as well. The charger itself is USB-C. And I think, let's see, so there's more stuff on the bottom. So very well and nicely stacked everything in this box. So the bottom is, of course, the USB-C to USB-A cable to connect to the charging device. I wonder if there's anything in this ring box. Nope, nothing in there. Okay, so that is everything that comes with the box itself. Let's go ahead and test this thing out and see what it's like. Okay, so of course, well, let's put the ring on first. So we'll put the ring on first. It fits really nice. It's very lightweight. I can hardly even feel it's there, which can be a good or bad thing because, if it flies off, then I won't even notice the difference. But hopefully this thing will stay snug on my skin. And there is a blue flashing light that happens occasionally that you'll see, which I guess lets you know that it's collecting data and working. But the first thing you want to do is, of course, download the app, which will be where all the data and analysis is stored. So let's go ahead and go to the App Store, and we'll do a search instead of scanning the barcode. Okay, so we're going to search for Ringconn. Okay, so there's the application itself, and we'll go ahead and download that. Okay. Select your region. Agree to the terms and service. Allow sending notifications. And let's see what we need to do. Let's start pairing. Maybe we should log in first. So if you haven't created an account, you'll have to register. And they'll send a code to your email, I guess. Okay, so once you've created your account, you're going to want to make sure you start pairing your ring. So start pairing. Then we'll start searching. So it's going to search for the ring. And it quickly detects it. So let's click that. Pair. Okay, so once you pair, like most tech, there's an automatic update available. So let's go ahead and start to update this. Okay, then once the update is complete, so what's nice is it tells you the current charge of the ring itself in the app as well. But then again, that is to be expected. So let's go through the options here. Okay, notification settings. So those are just the reminders and push notifications you can turn on. General. Yep, so just your standard general options. Ring settings. Okay, the ring settings tool. Okay, that's where you update your firmware. There's an airplane mode for the ring, which is nice. However, I don't think I'll ever use that. Talks about your ring size, all the detailed information about the ring itself. LED color reference. Okay, so that just links to a reference sheet that tells you what the different colors mean. Troubleshooting information. Okay, account security is just to control your account or update your account. Connecting through other apps. We'll connect it to Apple Health. And we'll just enable everything. Okay, and after that's done, Google Fit, I don't have that, so I'm not going to connect it to Google Fit. Just about Ringconn, and then feedback, and then just the latest version. So let's look at the insights. So insights is probably where you're going to find all your information that the ring collects. So you can view your heart rate, SpO2, and other vital signs. You can view the ring information here in ring settings. This is your sleep information. Your activity information, stress levels, so it tracks those three things. And it just gives you an overall summary at the top of the page, or you can look at each individual tab for each of the different things that the rings tracks for detailed information and analysis, which, right now I have none. Then you've also got the trends, so a summary of the week, month, year, and how you are operating, I guess, in a summary of what your health and fitness looks like over the course of a week, month, or year. And then there's details back to the setting menu, details about yourself. So definitely a lot of information that you can learn about yourself. Okay, so now that it's on, we will just leave it on for a few days and then see what type of information it collects and better understand, where I'm at least from a baseline perspective. So yeah, we'll check back and just see what information this produces. Okay, so it's been a little bit more than a day now that I've been wearing this health tracking ring from Ringconn. And I gotta say, my first impression of it is, I really like wearing it. Not only does it feel comfortable, but it also looks very nice. So it's probably something that I'm gonna continue wearing. So over the past day, I'm sure the app has collected some data and I haven't looked at it yet. So with you, I'm going to be checking out what data and analysis it's collected for the first time. So let's go and open the Ring app itself. And see what information it's collected. So when I'm looking at the information, it just gives you a brief summary on the first page of both your sleep, your activity, and your stress levels. So some of the information, I think my Apple Watch collects as well, which is a good comparison. But then there is some information that I guess is collected that the Apple Watch doesn't collect. So that's also nice to have. So from a summary perspective, it's giving me a score of 50 for sleep, a score of 11 for activity, and a score of 61 for stress. So I'm going to dive a little bit more into the details of what that means as we go through this app itself. So the sleep notification, it says I slept about 3 hours and 45 minutes last night, which I think is pretty accurate because I really don't sleep much. And that sounds about the average of how much I'm sleeping, which I know is not a lot. So it says the time in bed was 5 hours and 38 minutes. So I was in bed for about 5 hours and only slept about 3 hours of that time. So my sleep to time ratio is 67%, and then my sleeping heart rate is 73 beats per minute, which gives me that overall sleep score of 50. From an activity standpoint, it says that I've taken 897 steps as of today, which means I've got 135 calories of activity for a duration of 5 hours and 30 minutes, which I think is mostly from filming content all night and moving around and whatever activities I was doing while I was filming. Gives my total activity score of an 11. From a stress perspective, it says 0 minutes of relax time, which I'm not sure if it counts the sleep time or not. And then a medium stress of 8 hours and 30 minutes. So we'll see what that score really entails. So let's go specifically to sleep. So when it's from a score perspective, I got a 50. So let's look at what the factors are. So the factors means I've got a good sleeping heart rate. My skin temperature was 35.49 degrees Celsius. And again, all of these are the good factors. Time awake ratio is 8%. So I guess that's looking at my ratio of sleep to awake time when I'm in bed. So I guess I maximize the time I'm in bed by sleeping. The improvable areas, time of sleep, 3 hours and 45 minutes. Yeah, I mean, obviously that's not enough sleep. Sleep to time ratio, so again, 67%. And then sleep goal gap. Of course, I'm not sleeping enough is what it's saying, meaning I'm missing 4 hours and 15 minutes of sleep. And then it, of course, offers some tips for you to improve this whole score as well, and at least the sleeping habits. So when I look at the sleep stages, it looks like if I'm going through this chart completely, it does track pretty accurately when I'm asleep and when I'm awake. So the times I woke up, like 7:12, 7:22, that's around when my alarm went off the first time, as well as 7:45. So I often, when my alarm goes off, I often go back to sleep. So it definitely shows within the app that I woke up, probably hit my snooze button and went back to sleep, and then woke up again when the alarm went off again, and then went back to sleep, and then woke up again at around 8:30 a.m., which is when I actually did wake up, and then went back to sleep a little bit. So it tells you when you're in slight sleep and when you actually woke up. So around 9:30 and 10. So pretty accurate on when I was asleep and when I was awake. And from the state of sleep, that's something I can't really tell. So it tells you when you're in deep sleep, when you're in light sleep, when you're in REM sleep. So from a timing perspective and a tracking perspective, I gotta say that this is actually pretty accurate for the times I was actually awake or waking up. Okay, so then it just gives you more details about your sleep, your heart rate, your oxygen levels, your skin temperature, and all that information, which overall, I guess, adds to your overall sleep score. Then from an activity standpoint, it counts your steps when you're moving around, what times of day, how many calories you're burning or using, and then your overall base metabolism. So it talks about when you're standing. I guess there's a monitor, a technology in here that tells you what, when you're standing or sitting, which a gyroscope, which is pretty nice, especially for something this small. And then your activity intensity ratio. And then from a stress perspective, a score of 61. So based on this, it shows that it's medium stress. I'm at a medium stress level. And if I'm looking at it, it tracks my levels of stress throughout the day. And let's see, when am I most stressed? So 1:30 a.m. I think I was working at on a video at that time and focusing on a deadline. 2:30 a.m. medium. Let's see if they have data on Thursday. So this was around 6:30 p.m. Yeah, so basically around when I was actually doing work is when I'm most stressed, which of course is a given. That I have no percentage of relaxation, so I guess that's something that I have to fix because I guess my mind, or I'm always constantly thinking of things or trying to work. Normal 50% of the time, medium 43% of the time, high 7% of the time. So based on at least the day, it doesn't look like I had too much stress, but there were, times of stress within that last day. Okay, so that of course contributes to the overall stress score. So I'm kind of excited to see, how that fluctuates as I collect more data using this ring. So based on what I have, I guess it's not too much to go by, but I'd say some of the information that it's collecting is pretty accurate, at least from what I can tell. And I'm glad that it is working and providing some type of analysis and data that I can adjust my habits with. But again, one day of data isn't that much information. I just wanted to make sure that, I did take the time to at least share some of the information that I've gathered to show, what the ring is capable of doing. So again, some of the information is available, through my watch, but then there is some information that the ring collects that is not available through my watch. So and I think they work well together. And the good thing about this is that you can feed all the data automatically into your Apple Health if you have an iPhone, which gives you an overall picture of your overall health from all your wearable devices. So that's another benefit. Now what I do like about the app, of course, also is that it does have a nice graphical interface that's pretty easy to understand. There is information everywhere if you don't understand a certain concept or some of the information, where you can learn more about it and what it's all about within the app itself. So there is some good help articles and support within the app itself. I like that the app is light and very responsive and tracks the information real time. So aside from the data and the analytics that I got from the ring and the app itself, I just wanted to share a few other details about the ring that I also learned about as well. So the first being, it's got a pretty amazing battery life and should last you up to 7 days or more without needing to recharge. Now because I've only had this ring for about 2 days, I haven't really gotten to test that out, but just looking at the battery life in the app itself, it doesn't take that much power, so I assume that it will last the full 7 days or more. In addition to that, the ring is made of titanium, which contributes to its 3 to 5 gram weight, and also means that not only is the ring tough, but also very light. In addition to that, it's also water resistant, which, if I'm telling the truth, I actually forgot that I was wearing this ring and jumped into the shower this morning, forgetting that it was on my finger. And I freaked out because I thought I damaged it. What I forgot and what I realized was that this ring is water resistant up to 50 meters. Which also means that I can go diving with this ring on. Now another nice feature about the ring is the app itself. Not only is it very informational, but there is also no fee or reoccurring charge to use the app. So that's also a nice feature. In addition to sharing some of the data and analytics that the app and the ring collected over the last few days, there's just a few other details about the ring itself. First being, it's got a pretty amazing battery life and should last you up to 7 days or more without needing to recharge. Now at the end of the day, I've only had this ring for about 2 days, but the 2 days I've had with the ring, I've really enjoyed it. It's lightweight, it looks nice, and it does provide a lot of information. So if you were to ask me if I'd recommend this health tracking ring from Ringconn, then I'd happily say yes, just because I'm a big fan of wearables, and also having all kinds of health and activity information at the palm of my hands. And also because this ring provides some information that my Apple Watch doesn't. With all that being said, if you're in the market for a lightweight, durable, and a great wearable that can track and provide you data and analytics on your health and habits, then I definitely recommend this smart ring from Ringconn. Now if you use my link in the description section below, Not only will you get an additional $10 off as a subscriber to this channel, but if you buy before July 10th, you'll also get an additional $40 off from Ringconn as a part of their Prime Day sale promotion. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video and found it helpful. If you did, please support me by making sure you like and subscribe to this channel. It really helps out. I'm also going to continue to use this ring and probably post an update when I have more data and analytics, so please make sure you also ring that bell icon to get notified when I post new content. Until next time, see ya.